Hi, welcome to News of the Week with Madhvi Batula on India Live TV. President Trump's impeachment trial, only the third such proceeding in US history, opened in the Senate this week. Chief Justice John Roberts and 99 senators were sworn in to the official trial rolls, who pledged to deliver impartial justice. Unlike most trials where judges are in complete control, at this trial it will be the Senate who has the first and last word. Hours before the senators took their oath, the Government Accountability Office, a watchdog agency, determined that Mr. Trump's administration violated the law when it withheld aid to Ukraine, an issue at the heart of the impeachment case. If the Democratic-led House of Representatives want to file a trial brief, it must do so by 5 p.m. on Saturday, and Trump has until 6 p.m. to file a response to the impeachment charges. Trump's defense team in the trial include prosecutors Ken Starr and Robert Ray from President Bill Clinton's impeachment. President Trump will use the power of his office to empower students who want to pray in their schools and remind public schools they risk losing federal funds if they violate the students' right to religious expression. This comes in the backdrop of a group of students and teachers who said they have been discriminated against for practicing their religion at school. The US Supreme Court banned school-sponsored prayer in public schools in a 1962 decision, saying that it violated the First Amendment. But students are allowed to meet and pray on school grounds as long as they do so privately and don't try to force others to do the same. Trump said the government must never stand between the people and God, and said public schools too often stop students from praying and sharing their faith. India is planning a new law to safeguard foreign investment by speeding up dispute resolution, aiming to attract more capital from overseas to boost stuttering domestic growth. In a 40-page initial draft, India's Finance Ministry has proposed appointing a mediator and setting up fast-track courts to settle disputes between investors and the government. The draft proposal is aimed at diffusing investor mistrust around the sanctity of agreements, which has worsened recently after some state governments decided to review approved projects or threatened to cancel contracts. Investors previously had an option to take India to international arbitration courts under bilateral investment treaties. India is entangled in more than 20 such overseas arbitration cases, the most against any country. United Sikh proudly announced that the United States 2020 census will include coding for Sikh. This means Sikh Americans will be counted as separate ethnic group. This announcement is a milestone for America's Sikh community. It will allow Sikhs to be counted and coded in the decennial US Census that is conducted every 10 years. Google's parent company Alphabet saw its stock market value surpass $1 trillion this week, making it the fourth tech giant to cross the threshold. Shares of the internet search giant are up by nearly 17% over the last 3 months. Alphabet joins Apple, Amazon and Microsoft as the only 4 US companies to hit $1 trillion in market value. Amazon hasn't done India any big favors by announcing a new $1 billion investment, said India's Union Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal. This comment comes in the wake of retail giant CEO Jeff Bezos' visit to the country. Amazon and Walmart's Flipkart are facing mounting criticism from India's brick-and-mortar retailers. US giants are accused of violating Indian law by racking up billions of dollars of losses to fund deep discounts and discriminating against small sellers. Piyush Goyal later added that all countries welcome foreign investment, but it should be within the framework of the law. Pope Francis appointed a female lawyer to a high-ranking role in the Vatican's diplomatic division. Francesca Di Giovanni will serve as the Undersecretary in the section for relations with states, the arm of the Catholic Church that handles the Holy See's political and diplomatic activity. She is a specialist in international law and human rights and will manage the Vatican's relationship with multilateral organizations such as the United Nations. The Roman Catholic Church's leadership is almost completely male-dominated. In recent months, however, the Pope has expressed a desire to include more women in the decision-making roles. This move further cements his credentials as one of the most progressive Holy Fathers in history. Movie update of the week. Zoya Akhtar's Gully Boy, starring Ranveer Singh in the role of a budding street rapper, has crashed out of the international feature film race at the Oscars after the Academy unveiled shortlist for 9 categories. The movie failed to make the cut in the top 10 movies that will advance to the next round of voting at the 92nd Academy Awards. With Gully Boy out of the race, India's dry run at the Academy Award continues. Thank you for watching News of the Week with India Live TV.